Okay, hello everybody. This is Eric Thomas, President of the Board of the Drama Workshop with our February 2022 meeting. This is the meeting that would have happened at the end of our holiday brunch that would have happened a little after January 1st, but we're full of would-haves. So we're doing it virtually again this time. Thanks for your patience and your indulgence in this. We will get you the information that we want to share, and we'll do it quickly and get you on your way. So thanks everybody for tuning in. And if you have any questions, I think you can drop them in the chat of this meeting or of the YouTube. I'll admit that I probably won't have access to get to them during the meeting, but we will answer them thereafter. I'll try to get to them during the meeting, but anyway, drop them in the chat of the YouTube or Facebook, and we will try to take care of them best we can. So first, looks like a big agenda, but we're going to go through it lickety-split. We're going to talk about production stuff, some Octo Awards update. Joe's going to give the treasurer's report. I'll talk about some fundraising stuff. And then finally, drum roll, we're going to announce our 2022-23 season. And like I said, maybe some time for Q&A. Okay, first, some building stuff. If you haven't been to the Glenmore Playhouse, please come and see the upgrades. They are terrific and fantastic, and can't thank the people enough who donated a lot of money and a huge amount of time and all their skills to make it happen. So the new restrooms, of course, are unbelievable and will serve the building well for decades to come. The double doors, thanks to Greg Shaper on the donating and getting that to happen, to have double doors into the house, the light lock that's over on the house right side. And then the tile acknowledgement is there to acknowledge all of our donors, thanks to Stephanie Klein and Peggy Lindemann, her mom, and Peggy's husband, Tim, and the whole team that put that tile thing together to acknowledge all the donors that contributed to make our building so much better than it was when we entered the pandemic. So we keep getting great mentions from our patrons who come through there. So thank you. On the restrooms, again, I have to thank John Netzley, Karen Romero, Darren Lee, Greg Shaper, Kent Smith, and really everybody who contributed to make that happen. It absolutely wouldn't have happened without those people I mentioned, and all of you too. Okay, so if you haven't been there, please come see a show and take a look at how fantastic it looks in the building there. All right, a quick run through some production stuff. First, just a reminder that Homebrew Theater is still available online. These are 13 videos created by the creative people in our membership, written by, starring, directed by. It's really terrific stuff. If you haven't seen it, it's online. I'm going to need somebody to mute. Okay, thank you. You need, so take a look at those videos if you haven't already. It was a donation of talent that was great. It really did a lot to keep us as the Drama Workshop creatively motivated and put out stuff that our patrons could enjoy. And all of the effort was donated by the actors, the writers, etc. It was really, anyway, you know how I feel about it. It's wonderful. So dive in there, go to the website, take a look. They are all for free. We wouldn't mind a donation associated with it, but it's all for free, so go take a look. That's first reminder was Homebrew Theater, still out there. An update on our current season. So I wanted to thank everybody associated with the productions that we've had already. The complete works of William Shakespeare Abridged was an absolute hoot and a great way to come back to live theater. If everybody in the audience had half as much fun as we had on stage, then it was, then they had a great time too. It might be the best time I've ever had as part of a production. So that was wonderful. Thank you to everybody for their hard work on that production. All Together Now was a musical review that was put together to celebrate the return to live theater. Musical Theater International allowed free use of the rights to music, and it operated as a fundraiser for us, and it was terrific. I hope you got a chance to see it. Thank you to Linda and to Dennis and everybody associated with that production. It was charming and heartwarming, and I don't know about you guys, but I loved it. And then we wrapped up, we wrapped up the calendar year with Making God Laugh, which was a trip through 4 different holidays with the family over 30 years. Absolutely touching, absolutely wonderful. I still am getting, as box office person, I'm still getting notes when I talk to people on the phone about how much they loved it. So it was really heartwarming. Thank you to Mike Moorhead, to Elaine, to the cast, everybody involved in that. It was a wonderful show. Now, what's coming up soon? Bright Star, local premiere of Bright Star, heartwarming, compelling music. We've got a great cast. Dennis is directing, Linda is leading the music. And thank you to show sponsor Greg Shaper for making it possible. We are really proud of what's going to be on our stage coming in March. So please get your tickets. It is going to be really I get chills thinking about it because I love this music and I can't wait to see it live on stage. So that is coming in March. Get your tickets. Foolish Fish Girls in the Pearl is how we will close out our 22 season. Well, sort of. I have an addendum to that. This is another local premiere. It is a really a great comedy about a trio of former mermaids who have come on land, and it's touching, it's fun, and guess what? You can be in it. So auditions have been announced. Auditions will be Monday, February 14th. So bring someone you love. Also Tuesday, February 15th. So bring someone you like. I don't know. They're going to be at the Annex. Please enter via Gamble Ave. Check your email, the usual outlets for the details of the roles available. A lot of wonderful roles. It is a great show. Rose is directing it, and it's funny, it's touching. It's going to be another great one to round out our season of main stage shows. But Homebrew got rescheduled to the end of the season, so it will be in June, the second weekend in June, 1 weekend only as usual. 10 plays and 9 directors, and you probably know somebody on there, either as an author or a director. Of course, we're going to have our Meet the Artist reception afterwards. We are largely cast for this because we were looking to put it up in January, as you know, and we postponed it. So look for that. It's coming soon. And I can't wait because it's been 2 years that this lineup of plays will have been waiting. We were going to do this. This was our June of 2020 lineup. And so I appreciate everyone's patience involved, and it'll be on stage the second weekend of June. Okay. One thing is that about the productions, also the play reading committee for the 23-24 season, their work is ongoing. If you as a member would like to submit a play, you can submit for consideration by the play reading committee up to 3 plays of your own. Please do that. They need plays. I've only submitted 1. I've got to get my other 2 together and get it to them. If you don't have the script, that's okay. It's much better if you do. But if you just know of it, then get them what you can. Get it to Richard Zink. By the end of March is the deadline for submissions. So gather your information and get it to them. I decided not to put Richard's email address publicly here, but you can email it to tdw.membership and it will get to the right people for sure. So get your submissions in. What's next? Oh, awards and stuff. Okay, so our last meeting was in May, and at that time we were looking forward to the awards banquet that was coming up in August. And in case you didn't know or didn't hear, I'm going to review some of what the outcome of that banquet was. So first, the Rising Star Award. Stephanie Klein won our Rising Star Award for TDW. Each company gets to give that award to somebody each year. And so thanks again to Stephanie for all she has done. She was in, I want to say, 5 of the Homebrew Theater presentations. She took leadership of the team that got the tile acknowledgement together. She was in All Together Now and absolutely killed it. So thank you to Stephanie, well deserved. And and we really appreciate everything you've done for the drama workshop. We nominated for the every production house gets to nominate one person for each of the main 3 awards. For the Mario Pitocco Award, which is the Technical Theater Award, we nominated Kent Smith, as did another company. And guess what? He won. So congratulations to Kent. And turns out that when he wins something, he goes a little nuts. So thanks to Kent for all your work. Cheerful, skilled, patient, talented work that you do for the drama workshop and all over. And if you want to see Kent on stage, go to Footlighters and watch him in Bonnie and Clyde. He plays 2 roles in Bonnie and Clyde. Congratulations, Kent, and thank you for everything you do. Also, we were able to nominate for an Octa Award our own Joe Ward for the Spirit of Community Theater. So this isn't just a local award, this is for the whole state. And we nominated Joe. And the definition of the Spirit of Community Theater Award, it's basically Joe. So it is somebody who gives of themselves without trumpets or fanfare, behind the scenes, quietly, and that is absolutely Joe. He is absolutely one of the pillars of the drama workshop. If we were to put our Mount Rushmore up right now, he would be on it for sure. So Joe, without question, deserved and won the Octa Spirit of Community Theater Award. So congratulations, Joe. Speaking of whom, it is time for our treasurer's report. So Joe, if you want to unmute and share the treasurer's report.
All right, well, it just so happens that I do happen to have a true story. As you probably all know, I've been a Bengals fan for a long time, through the thick and the thin. Back in the 90s when the Bengals were one of the worst teams in the league, I still was a big fan at the time. And so much so that I actually got a dog and trained him to be a Bengals fan just as well. So we were both had attended a watch party at a local bar, and it had so happened that Bengals kicked a field goal. The dog was so excited that he ran down the bar and gave everyone a high five, which was obviously quite amazing. But he was a big fan, so it wasn't too unusual. A few minutes later, the Bengals kicked another field goal, and he did the same thing, ran down the bar, gave everyone a high five. Someone was there was just astounded, and he asked me, well, what happens if the Bengals score a touchdown? And I said, well, I don't know. I've only had them for 3 years.
Oh, no. That was great. Thank you.
All right. Give me a second. See, I told you it was a true story. Okay.
Good one.
Got several pages here. I'll try not to dwell on them too much. Certainly, if anyone has any questions about any of this, please feel free to put them in the chat box or send me an email or see me at some point. First one is our net worth report. The main thing that we care about is the PNC bank checking account showing $90,000. So that includes our grant that we'll be reviewing in more detail in a little bit. Hopefully we'll be able to work on our roof repair in the near future. That will be a significant drain on that account, but hopefully at this point we've got the funds to do it. So that's the main thing at this point. So we can move on. Next is the general income and expense report for expenses not directly related to shows. So fortunately, at this point, we have a positive amount here. We had significant expenses and income related to the restroom upgrades. So that's a big factor here. Everything else is pretty much standard, I think. Nothing significant. Next one shows the current state for Shakespeare, Complete Works of William Shakespeare, our summer show. So, and in regards to all the shows that I'm going to be presenting here for the summer, fall, and holiday shows, we'll be going over those momentarily. We're going to have to make some adjustments on how we allocate expenses to the various shows, in particular utilities, insurance, and things of that nature. We had originally planned to include Homebrew Theater as part of those expenses, but Homebrew Theater got postponed until the next fiscal year. So we're going to have to make some adjustments. Exactly how those come out in the end, I can't say for sure, but we will be making some adjustments. Again, part of the reason is because we can't guarantee for sure what's going to happen with Bright Star or Foolish Fish Girls. There still is a possibility that there could be some changes in that regard. Hopefully not, but we don't know for sure the way things are going. So at this point, that's the current state for Shakespeare. None of these include any depreciation, so I will have to include depreciation at some point later on in the year. That's it for Shakespeare. Next one is for Altogether Now, which again was only one weekend, but considering that amount, we had pretty good attendance, pretty good income. So that's showing a positive balance at this time. And then the last one is for Making God Laugh. Did pretty well, all things considered. So it's looking pretty good at this point. That's pretty much all I have. Anybody has any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks as always for the attention to detail. Okay, a couple of fundraising items for everybody. The one that I don't have a specific slide for is the garage sale, so I'll just mention it here. It's last on that list there, but I'll talk about it here. The garage sale will be June, I want to say 4th, the first Saturday in June. So the reason I bring it up to all of you is if you wouldn't mind setting aside some things that you want to donate to the garage sale. It ends up being a big moneymaker for us every year. It takes a lot of work to put into it for sure. So if you want to set aside that weekend as a donation, as a time to donate some time to us and volunteer to put things together, price them, etc. But it is a money-making weekend for us for sure. So please put that on your calendar and start setting aside the things that you might not need around the house anymore. Okay, so let's talk about the biggest raffle ever. The Flying Marathon, once again, is doing the biggest raffle ever, sponsored by Stockyards Bank and Trust, the official piggy bank of the Flying Pig Marathon. And it is a terrific opportunity for local charities. So you get to sponsor a pig for $5 each. You choose your charity, and we are there in the drop down under T for the drama workshop, not under D. So you find us and you pick us as your charity, then you choose the number of pigs you want, the more the better, and you sponsor each one for $5, and that's your raffle ticket. Your raffle ticket purchase, 100% of that $5 goes to us. That money does not go into the prize money. The prize money is donated by Stockyards Bank and Trust. So if you win the raffle, you win $5,000 or $2,500. There's two different prizes. And if you win, we win too. We get that same amount. With big thanks to Stockyards Bank and Trust for creating this thing for local charities. It's a great way that they stake a little bit of money, and it ends up being a big moneymaker for local charities. So let's take advantage of it and go sponsor a couple of pigs. The website is there at the top, biggest raffle ever. It should also be in your email. You probably got an email a couple of weeks ago from the membership email address, giving you the link to it as well. So please take a look and sponsor some piggies and help us out in the meantime. And then if you win, which I hope you do, unless I win, and well, okay, I'll let you win and I'll take the $2,500. Then we as the drama workshop get to share in that bounty as well. So it's a great fundraiser. Please take advantage of it. Next one. We got a huge grant from the state of Ohio. a $30,000 grant. This is what Joe alluded to earlier about why we're so positive for the financially for this year. We got a $30,000 grant. Big thanks to Megan Schulteis, who found it and applied for it and put it all together and got it for us. And with that money, it was a quick decision by the board of what needed to happen. So our roof on the south side looks like that picture in the center there that needs some work. The north side has been done and it is terrific. The south side needs that same level of work. So that is what we're going to do with the money. How do we know the south side needs work? It is currently leaking into the backstage on stage left right now as we speak. So it absolutely needs work. And we know that we've known that it has needed some work for some time. And with this grant that Megan was so helpful in getting for us, we are able to do it. So this is a wonderful, wonderful windfall. And so thank you, Megan. And although roof work is one of those things where, it's not like something new and fancy in the house or in the building that we can see, when we don't see water coming down the wall, that will be wonderful. So that work is currently planned. It will start as soon as the weather gets a little nicer for us. So thank you for that. Another note, as you know, Russ McGee, who had been in several of our productions, the Fantastics, Nuncrackers, Girls of Miller's Court are the ones that stand out to me, and I know there's been more. As you know, he passed away, I want to say a little over a year ago. There was an outpouring of donations in his memory, and his family and friends decided to turn around and give some of those donations back to theater groups that Russ cared about. And so we were lucky enough to be one of those groups. And with thanks to Amanda Borchers and Kate Brower-Bell, a grant in his memory has been given to us that we will use to update our green room. So when you see that green room start to take shape over the coming year, and we will certainly put a plaque up to acknowledge Russ and that donation. It's from the spirit of great theater and devotion that Russ had to the community theater groups that he worked with. So that's a touching grant that we were able to secure and preserve the memory of Russ and his great work at the Drama Workshop. Okay, it is now time to move to the last bit of our presentation, which is the season announcement. So drum roll, please do the drum roll on your own. We're out of drummers for today. This has not been released publicly, but it will be soon. It will be put out there probably tomorrow or tonight, possibly, depending on when I get to it. But we will be announcing our season to the rest of the world, and we're doing it just to your membership here today. So here is the upcoming season, starting with Francine's Will, directed by Becky Collins. This will be in this coming August. Becky once again leads off our season with a comedy, as she did with Shakespeare Abridged. This is a really fun script. It is a bit of a farce about spoiled family members who are cut out of the will, and they try to find a way to cut themselves back in. They're selfish jerks, and we're all on the side of the staff of the person who died. And anyway, it's a hoot. We all read it. Becky brought it to us. The board read it, and we're really charmed by it. And so this will lead off our season in August with a fun comedy. That is followed by Radium Girls, directed by Amanda Borchers. This will be our October show, opening September 30th. How you like those colors there? They kind of glow. So many of you might be familiar with this work. It has been on our list and in our consideration for some time. And we are really excited to finally get to be able to do it and to have Amanda be able to direct with us for the first time with us, obviously. It is based on a true story of the girls who painted watch faces using radium in the early part of the 20th century. It is a terrific script, terrific play, and we can't wait. Our Christmas show will be the Sanders Family Christmas. This is the follow-up to Smoke on the Mountain, in which the Sanders family sort of made their debut. This takes place Christmas Eve, 1941. A member of the Sanders family is headed off to war, and it's got a bunch of great music of Christmas favorites and directed by Judy Behrens. So we're looking forward to that. Then Homebrew Theater. So this one we actually have a logo for, the other, instead of just Homemade by Me. This is our true logo for Homebrew. This will be Homebrew Theater 6. We keep trying to move Homebrew to January. I swear we're going to do it in 2023. So this will be the 6th installment. This will be directed by, who knows, maybe you. And the authors will be, who knows, maybe you. The submissions will be opening up pretty soon. Obviously, we're going to have some overlap of early pre-production of submissions and selections happening, overlapping in the calendar when Homebrew Theater 5, don't forget that, is coming up in June. So we're going to try not to have too much overlap, but we'll probably have submissions later this spring, probably April or May. So sharpen your pencils, get out there and write a beautiful play and be ready to submit it when submissions open. But Homebrew Theater, and if you want to try your hand at directing and never have, please reach out to me. We have a lot of first-time directors, and it's a great way that Homebrew can help find and develop talent. So that will be in January, followed by Ring of Fire. Again, finally, we've been thinking about or planning for Ring of Fire, and it was in rehearsals in March of 2020 when the pandemic shut everything down. And so this is a long time coming, and we are very excited to give the opportunity to have Linda stage Ring of Fire with us in March of 2023, fully 3 years after it was initially planned for. So if you don't know about it, it's the songs from the songbook of Johnny Cash. There is no, I'll say, single person who plays Johnny Cash, but a lot of touching and compelling and inspiring music and storyline related to his life story. And we are looking forward to this. And then our final play is Stepping Out, directed by Diana Davis in May of 23, a comedy about a group of people taking a tap class and all of their interactions with each other as they try to put together a recital. It is funny and has some good dancing, and it is a, I don't know, rags to riches kind of story. If you think of play, I don't know, maybe you guys have seen this. There was a movie of it, I think in the 80s, that had Liza Minnelli in it. But it is a terrific play, and we were looking forward to what Diana does with it. Okay, that is our season announcement. It will be out on our public outlets very soon. And I think that's all we have for today for everybody. I told you I'd get you out of here quickly, half hour, lickety split. I would like to thank the board members for this year, shown here, for their extraordinary work that they've put forward. We sort of divided the board into 3 different teams: productions, building, facility, and operations. But everybody works towards everything. So tons of thanks to our board members and everything they do. And if they're there, there's Jason and Greg. If your video is on, you might be able to see them. I'm not sure. Maybe I need to do this. There they are. So thanks to our board and everything they do to keep us operating. Thank you. And if you would like to consider yourself for the board, we will have nominating coming up probably in April. We elect half of the board every year. Board members serve 2-year terms. Every person who is a member is eligible to nominate themselves or somebody else for election. We do elections in, I want to say, May, for the year that starts. Our year starts June 1st. So with that, think about if you might consider a position on the board. Everybody, I got to tell you, I've been on the board. I'm in my 4th year of being on the board, and it is very rewarding. And I appreciate everybody's hard work. But I show up at TDW, and it feels kind of like a family and a home, and it's a great way to serve the organization. So please consider it, running for the board. And thanks to you, our members. You guys are the drama workshop. We're just the weirdos you elected to make it better for you and for our patrons. So thank you very much for everything you do. I am looking to see if there are any questions. I don't think there are so far. If you have any, please email to me or put them in on the website, on our contact us on the website, and we will try to get them replied to. So I had a slide here for Q&A. This time I decided it was quicksand and anthills. But since there aren't any questions, since there isn't any quicksand, I won't give you any anthills. So thanks to everybody. I think that will wrap up our membership meeting. And again, thanks to everybody associated with the productions and with the building improvements, and to you, our members, and to these very helpful and devoted board members. All right, thanks everybody. I'm going to figure out how to end this now. Thank you.